Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV, and it's your boy, the Black Mamba. It's January 20th, early morning, episode number 60. And guys, we back. We back for playoff weekend. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed the playoffs as much as I did last weekend. There were some good games. The Packers really surprised me, putting that beat down on the Cowboys. Everything else was kind of like I expected it to be. I was hoping my Steelers was going to be able to sneak a victory, but that wasn't the case. And pretty much everything else went according to plan. And I mean, we had a pretty decent week last week, guys. I mean, 2-1, you can't knock that. If we could go 2-1 every week, you'd take it. Or at least I would. So with that said, it's 4 games this weekend, and I see 2 games that I really like. So let's kind of talk about that, and let's get right into it. So with Venomous pick number 2, the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And guys, give me Detroit -6. I like the Lions, guys. They have been a pretty steady team the entire year, and they played the Buccaneers earlier in the season this year. I don't know if any of you watched that game, but the Lions actually dominated that game in the first meeting, and I kind of expect more of the same in this meeting. I think that the Bucs will just be overpowered with talent as far as being able to compete. They have been battle tested, and they've won 6 out of the last 7 games that they played. But I think it's just going to be hard for them to play on Detroit's level this weekend. The Lions, I think they have a mission. I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the Super Bowls. And they actually just barely got away from the Rams last weekend. So I expect them to take full advantage of this week. I expect them to put I don't know if it'll be a complete beatdown, but I expect them to dominate the game just offensively, and I expect them to put a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield, make the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put the game in his hands, and I don't think Baker's cut out for that. So, guys, give me Detroit. And my most venomous pick of the week, Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans. And guys, give me Baltimore -9.5. And again, these teams played each other earlier in the season. And before we knew how good either one of these teams were, Baltimore, they dominated this game. And I think that was like maybe one of the first games of the year. It may have been the first game of the year or one of the first couple of games of the year. And since, Baltimore has really just been one of the most dominant teams in the league. And Houston has been one of those fun teams that you really want to sit down and watch them play every weekend with CJ Stroud back there just leading the charge. But I think this is the weekend where the slippers are going to fall off for CJ. I just don't think they have enough firepower to be able to handle Baltimore this week. And the Ravens have been historically good this year. I mean, they've dominated great offenses like the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. And if you look at their games during this season, they've lost games, but they have really dominated the games that they lost. And I heard an interesting stat, and I think they played every game this year without being behind at the 2-minute warning, if I'm not mistaken. That's an unbelievable stat, guys. That means that you've pretty much been dominating every game. And every game that I watched them play, they've basically just, it's almost like if they were winning big, they may just play down to the level of their opponents and let them come back and win or make the game close. But overall, they are a very dominant team. And I expect the Ravens to have a big performance this weekend. And as good as CJ Stroud is, I can't see the Texans keeping up with them. So give me Baltimore Ravens. And guys, there you have it. We got 2 picks this weekend, and we sit back and enjoy the other 2 games. And I hope these picks have brought you some value. And if they have, I have a public service announcement. Spike that like, comment, subscribe. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba, out.